ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jim Blanton, and you're listening to Ninja of the Woods. My first intentions was to have a 1 and 2 part video entitled, Are We Alone in the Universe? But due to some audio difficulties, I was not able to do so. I'm going to, however, do that in this show if I can. I also want to take time out to thank everybody for your comments on YouTube. Keep them coming, and if you want to see more videos, you can go to thecryptocrew.com or by subscribing to the Crypto Watch channel on YouTube. So let's get right into it tonight. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is aliens. Do they exist? Some say no, some say yes. I say anything is possible. Tonight I'm going to dive right into the most popular stories of aliens and aliens abductions. I'm going to start off with one that everybody knows pretty well. Those that wouldn't know much about it probably don't never watch the news or don't have internet. But in 1947, in Roswell, New Mexico, an event happened that is still talked about to this day. An alien ship carrying multiple beings crash-landed just outside of the desert. Since then, the stories, ranging from aliens were not real to it was a weather balloon to the aliens survived and living on the site of what is commonly known and referred to as the elusive Area 51. Now, over the years, people have reported around Area 51 of lights and sounds and unidentified flying objects for years. No one really knows what's behind closed doors. The only people that do know is the brave men and women that work at this site. Hopefully in the future I will dig deeper into the Area 51 phenomenon. I have another story. Actually, I remember it from the movie Fire in the Sky. That's what got me started into alien abductions and things of that nature, guys. The Fire in the Sky was about a young man named Travis Walton. Travis was a logger in the Apache Sitgraves National Forest in Arizona when he was abducted outside of his truck he was a passenger of. Travis claims while he was working in the Sitgraves National Forest with his crew of, I'm not sure, I think it might have been around 4 to 6 men. Him and his crew saw lights above the tree line. Travis asked the driver to stop. Travis made his way to a clearing where he vanished for 5 days before reappearing 5 days later with an amazing story of that day that happened to him. And this happened supposedly November the 5th, 1975. Only Travis and the work crew of the men know the truth, what happened to him that day during that period. A lot of people still speculate that it's a hoax. I know that Travis passed multiple polygraph tests, and I believe the man is telling the truth because there was more than just him that witnessed what happened when the initial abduction happened. His work crew, his guys were there with him. They seen what happened, seen what went on. And it's hard to lie and pass a polygraph test. It's like maybe 1 in a million, couple million chance. I'm not sure, but for a man who actually passed it multiple times, to this day, Travis Walton goes to UFO conferences along with 2 of the men that was there with the work crew that were witnesses of that night of what happened. They were going to these conferences and stuff, and he talks about what happened to him and the effects it's had on his life and the effects of other people around him. Next, guys, is another case of alien abduction I want to tell you about, and you can take your own conclusion on this. This is one of the classic stories, pretty much, that you hear about alien abductions. I'm going to tell you real quick what I've got to here in front of me, and you can come to your own conclusion about what you think about alien abductions. It's in September the 19th of 1961, Betty and Barney Hill were a married couple on their way from New Hampshire, following a trip to Niagara Falls. They observed a craft in the sky for a while when it descended sharply. Barney Hill stopped his car in the middle of the highway. When Barney exited the car, he noticed creatures looking at him through windows on the craft. This scared Barney, who ran to Betty, who was back with the car. It scared him, so he got back in the car with her. They reported hearing strange sounds and weird feelings. At one point, Barney and Betty Hill both lost consciousness. When they did come to and they awoke, they were shocked to find out that they were 35 miles south of the location from where they started. Before they had seen the craft, with no memory of the event, guys. When they reached home, they both realized that their watches were broken and they had stopped on a certain time. I'm not sure what the time span was, but after between Betty and Barney talking about, they decided to report the incident to Pease Air Force Base. Betty began to have dreams about the incident. Later, both Barney and Betty would be interviewed under hypnosis, and their story would be published in the Boston Traveler in 1965, which was, this incident happened in 61, so it was 4 years after. And of course, I'm sure they've been ridiculed over the years about this whole process, and it's everyday people, guys. It's judges and lawyers and police officers, firemen. Just everyday, average American people. Not even Americans. It's happening all over the world. Someone, guys, my conclusion to this is someone, whether it's government agency or alien beings, are abducting people. They're passing these polygraphs under hypnosis, telling their stories in details. In my opinion, something is happening to people. Like I said, we really don't know who is behind this phenomenon. It could be, a certain agency. I'm not going to say no names or anything like that, but my opinion on aliens being real. Anything's possible. You know, and I know a lot of people will have their doubts when it comes to certain stories. You have to take it with a grain of salt. I mean, don't just believe what you hear, but do your own research when it comes to things. Whether it's aliens, whether it's the paranormal, whether it's Dogman, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yowie, Yeti, whatever you want to call it. I mean, just do your own research when it comes to these things and come to your own conclusions about things. Don't just sit down and believe, because anybody can tell a story. Anybody can make a story up about anything. But guys, thank you so much for listening to tonight's little broadcast of Ninja of the Woods. Like I said at the beginning of the show, guys, don't forget to find us on YouTube on the Crypto channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. You can also catch more videos on thecryptocrew.com. And don't forget about us on Facebook. www.facebook.com/Ninja of the Woods. I'm hoping soon to do a interview with Mr. Thomas Marcum. Thomas is the founder of the CryptoCrew.com. He has studied the phenomenon that is Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and other bipedal entities. I guess you could classify them as an entity, because they're seen, and sometimes they're heard and not seen. But Thomas has some really good cast of footprints. He's not the type of person that will just take a word for it. He has to have some evidence to go along. But I'm hoping I could get him on here. And if you have any questions for Thomas that you would like for me to ask him during the interview, feel free to go to Facebook, Ninja of the Woods. Tap the message button. Gives me a private message. Leave me a message. Kind of questions you would like to ask him. And I'll be sure to get that on the show and get it for you guys. As always, guys, it's been great. Thank y'all so much for all the comments. I can't say that enough. And we shall see you guys on the flip side. Good night and God bless.